Leo, welcome to your monthly sidereal forecast for July 2015. My name is Athen. So let's have a look at your chart. We've got a full moon, two full moons this month actually, right on the 1st and on the 31st of July. So right at the beginning here in your 5th house of fun, joy, children, creativity, everything that puts a smile on our face. That is also a culmination of this 10th house stuff, which is work and career that maybe you've been working on over the past couple weeks in relation to this last lunar cycle of career of your 10th house here, but also anything in this creative side or self-expressive side over the past 6 months. So if you look back to the 6-month time period, anything new that you started around that time can certainly be a culmination in relation to those 5th house joyful, creative, and expressive side of things. Now you've had Pluto already there, and this is a transformative full moon. It's going to be within 5 degrees of Pluto and Mars, who naturally does rule transformation as well. For everybody, it's going to be transformative. So to get an inkling of this, Pluto's been transiting your 5th house, helping you strip away old attachments relating to creativity and fun or anything else 5th house related, helping you step into power there to make change there if appropriate and necessary in that healthy and compassionate way, of course. And so that's a lot like what this full moon is going to be symbolizing, really illuminating that Pluto energy that has been transiting your 5th house. And also this Mars energy too, which recently went in here last month relating to groups and friends and all this 11th house stuff, which is going to be highlighted for you as we go through the month. Now also on the 1st, we've got Venus conjoining up to Jupiter here in the 12th house, which is a very nice transit. Probably also been feeling this towards the end of last month as well. So this is usually opportunities and expansion, at least optimism at the very least, relating to the 12th house stuff, which is the spiritual side of life, connectivity, rest and relaxation. That stuff has probably been quite nice for you for the past almost year and recently with Venus. So now they come together, and this can also be opportunities in the area of work for you also, since Venus does naturally rule your 10th house, and also in the area of communications or learning as well. So quite nice there. You could also enjoy perhaps that self-expression, Venus conjoining up to your 5th house ruler around this time period. I think overall this is a quite optimistic kind of energy. Jupiter is also your 8th house, so maybe speaking the truth and sharing wisdom on that level, because wisdom is always shared through Jupiter. So that's the very beginning, and we'll probably be feeling this energy for the first few days. Then on the 5th and 6th, we've got your ruler then opposing up to Pluto. So here, this energy really activating it. I think around this time is when you Leos are going to be feeling this the most. So Pluto here, again, with your self-expression, with fun, with creativity. There's been this transformation. And so now balancing this with your giving and contributing and everything else that's 11th house related. You know, this is all about our ideals and visions and giving to, visions that are greater than self. So balancing this, though, because this is, of course, very important to have self-expression, but here it's having a non-attached form of self-expression, not concerned with the outcomes necessarily, and more focused on and more intent on giving, contributing, and bringing in that self-expressive energy into that and be willing to transform but this area, well, both areas of your life in general. So it's always a balancing act between the opposition energy. So here, balancing self with other. And finding that middle path, finding that nice harmony between these two, and in that way you can be, you can possibly make some powerful changes in the groups, humanitarian or friendship side of your chart here. Now 5th and 6th, Saturn dips back into your 4th house here. Your 3rd house, where he's going retrograde. He was transiting your 4th since the tail end of last year, and so recently things have been perhaps about taking the home and family stuff seriously, but now Saturn goes into your 3rd, and this is a subtle energy, but he's going to be here for the next few months. So here, this is about taking the communicative and perhaps your mental pattern stuff seriously. It's just learning, perhaps, anything that's relating to your peers, one-on-one sort of interactions at the marketplace and that kind of thing. But all in all, if you look back to the past 3 years, well, you've had Saturn transiting this part of your chart, where perhaps you've been taking your thoughts seriously or communication seriously or whatever it's been for you. This is probably a lot like that, and it's going to be more of this learning period for you with Saturn dipping in there in that 3rd house. So just be willing to put in any hard work around your thoughts, communications, siblings, one-on-one sort of socializing and things of that nature. Now on the 8th, Mercury goes into go ahead and see here. It goes into your 11th house, joining up with the Sun and Mars. Here, further emphasizing the fact that this month is certainly about learning in this sense. The groups, communities, divisions, anything humanitarian, all that stuff should be going quite nice. I think you're very motivated by it, and I think you could learn a lot about those things as well. The new moon on the 15th, right at the middle of the month, takes place in that 11th house, further emphasizing perhaps some new beginnings relating to friends, groups, humanitarian stuff, vision, technology even, perhaps. And so these ideals, reflect on these things, I think, around the 15th. And then as the energy starts to move forward, as with all new moons, then you can start to notice perhaps what these new beginnings are. But it's always a good time to reflect before we actually move forward, which is a good idea a few days after the new moon. Now, also on the 15th, Venus will be going into your first house, which is actually very nice. So enjoying your image, your self-image. This is always a good time to spruce up a little bit. Maybe go to the salon, get the haircut, dress up, get some nice clothes. This is where your self-image is getting this Venusian sort of makeover and feeling good and looking good. So very nice here. Venus is going to go retrograde, so there perhaps are some things to learn about that stuff this month. But in either case, enjoy self, enjoy your goals, enjoy your plans, and put this active energy of the first house into both your career, which is very, very much emphasized with Venus conjuncting Jupiter, and then going into that first house of goals and stuff. So your 10th house in the first is about taking action towards work. Now, on the 15th as well, Mercury conjoins up to Mars here in that 11th house while opposing up to Pluto at the very same time. So here, more balancing, more, having that observation of self and not getting too attached to self and self-expression and entertainment or anything else in that 5th house. And remembering that, this whole energy right now is flowing for you in the groups and humanitarian side of things. There's a lot to learn about that. I think you can be very motivated and very intent on these things. So just keep it nice and balanced, though. And remember, non-attachment is the best way to work with Pluto. 22nd and 23rd, your ruler conjoins up to Mercury. So this is often happens, 3 times a year. Actually, 6 times a year, because he goes retrograde over. So this energy here makes your sun very communicative, makes your energy very intellectual and want to express yourself and share ideas and things like that. And this is relating to the 12th house matters, which is where these planets go into, right when they go conjunct. So as you can see here, they're in the 11th, and right when they conjoin, they go into your 12th. So here it's about the spiritual things. And now for the next 30 days, from this point onward, rest, relaxation, which has been very expansive for you. There's been a lot of opportunities for these things. Whatever your situation is personally, there has been, I'm sure, plenty of opportunities for you to relax and connect to God or spirit or the universe. So that's going to be the energy for the next 30 days. So reflecting on that with Mercury, focusing on that, and this passion that you have with your ideas or things like that can be very much related to these 12th house matters, whatever that might be for you. Can be behind the scenes activities, and again, spiritual connection. 25th and 26th, Venus goes retrograde, and at that very same time, Uranus goes retrograde, interestingly enough. This is, again, in that first house, so reflecting on your goals and the things that you really connect to about your goals. And obviously, every time Venus goes retrograde, thinking about work and career, and also your communication skills. And then Uranus retrograde in that 8th house has been hopefully freeing you up with the deeper side of life, helping you transform, helping you find more freedom in the ebb and flow of life as the things begin and end. Then that creates perhaps some freeing up energy for you. So reflecting on the things that are truly meaningful to you in life and the deeper side of things is a good way to work with Uranus retrograde. And you'll find that very freeing now for the next 6 months, but in that more of an introverted sort of way while he's moving backwards. Now on the 31st, we have that full moon in Capricorn, second full moon of the month. So here it's in that 6th house of yours. So this is all about the routine, the health, the diet, and this is going to be shaping up for these new beginnings coming up in the 12th house for you in about 2 weeks from now. So it's very important, I think, around the end of this month, just reflect on how your routine's going, how your health's going, how you can make more time, how you can manage your energy better also. And that will facilitate more of the spiritual reflection that is certainly on the table for you for the second half of the month. So Leo, definitely the emphasis on your 11th house, though, for the majority of the month about friends, groups, all of that kind of stuff. And also in relation to perhaps working on your communication and things like that with Saturn. And that conjunction in your 12th house, though, does make this a very very expansive month when it comes to spirituality. So I'd really be connecting in the present moment with compassion, things like this, connecting to all that is, whatever you do, prayer, meditation. And in that way, I think you'll find this peace that is creating a lot of opportunities for you in a spiritual sense, in the sense that you're connecting, you're going with the flow, you're able to release, you're able to let go and trust that everything is happening in the way it's supposed to be unfolding. So, Leo, I hope you guys have a nice month. If you're new to this form of astrology, do check out masteringzodiac.com, or if you'd like a personal session, and I'll talk to you all next time. Take care.